Alright, hi everyone. Looks like we're good to go here. I need to do a WMD-Max practice attempt for UnMaking because I have this on hotfix next Monday, which I kind of talked about on stream on Wednesday when we were doing pump stuff. Let me just check a couple things real quick. Anyways, this is a long run, so I'm just going to be doing just one attempt, just to practice. My estimate is 245. Just this run can go very sideways, considering I need to get 100% on everything except for one level, which you can only get a max of 89% kills on. So we're just going to get started here. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, this is the wrong game. Hold on. Hey, guess who didn't load Unmaking and loaded base game instead? Let's fix that. I'm good. I am so smart. We're just gonna reopen those splits and not count that. No, I do not. That is the most Zelo thing to do, is literally just not even load the right game. Alright, let me let game capture catch up and we should be okay. Okay, there we go. And I've got a whole bunch of backup saves. I've checked to make sure all my backup saves properly load, so that's not a problem. Now we're on Unmaking. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god, that freaking barrel. It's out for blood. Good thing it doesn't really matter here, because we get this berserk right here. Like, we're gonna have a barrel explode, at least that's a better point for it than anywhere else. So the goal is pretty much just to finish the run without any major mistakes, or at least finish under estimate. That much I think we can do. So we need to destroy all of the barrels. There is a secret exit in this level, just like there would be in base game. This one has significantly more barrels, but thankfully the exit is permanently open. What the hell happened to that zombie man? Oh, what? Alright, well, we're starting off with an immediate. That's never happened before. Physics in this game certainly are a mystery sometimes. I might die, so I need to be careful. I'm getting block map bugged like hell. My punches were not connecting. Right, we'll get that armor in a second. But yeah, it's quite an adventure to get all of the barrels that are in this level. I need that shotgun. Yeah, that's, like, critically important. Ammo is very, very tight at the very beginning of this run. Oh, wrong weapon. There we go. Save right here, too, because this one likes to bounce off me. There we go. It's so easy to miss that, because the crevice to get in is so tiny. But right now we're doing good health-wise. Like, any extra health that I can take into the next level is pretty nice, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any extra here. Just fine. We're still going. I guess it doesn't matter too much either, because we've got a berserk in the beginning of the next level, too. All we need to do is just backtrack here, punch this imp out, and we're good. And unfortunately, we do not get a results screen. It's typical. Now, this is the hardest secret level to do. Like, it's not even close. Like, all the other secret levels are pretty easy to actually play, but this one's extremely difficult in comparison. Because I have to rely a lot on berserk punching. So far, so good. Like, this has actually been a really good start. Oh, come on, don't block map me. This next part coming up is pretty scary, though, with the barrels. If the barrels go in a bad direction, then we're kind of in trouble, so... Okay, that should be good. Knock you out. Knock out whatever else we can on the way. Especially if I get stuck like that. Punch this Hell Knight out. Without getting scratched like that, that freaking hurt. That was a near max damage scratch, I think. Yeah, Hell Knight's hurt like hell, even with the 1/3 damage reduction from my armor. Hell Knight's hurt like hell. Very appropriate, right? Oh, they're all going terrible. Okay, he's distracted. Wow, I actually managed to die from that. I thought he missed me. He almost managed to kill me. Jeez. What is with this relentless onslaught of enemies? Let's blow you up. I need to get this before I forget, too. So, the secrets are a little weird in this one. I want to make sure I didn't forget something, because I heard somebody... I guess it's the imps on the other side. Okay. I just want to be sure. This is an extremely difficult level to do fast, because you have to play it really risky, and you tend to take a lot of damage. This is why I want to save shotgun shells, because killing these with the pistol is very, very slow and annoying. Come here, Hell Knight. He'll get out of that exit immediately, but hitting that hidden switch makes this appear here. Once you punched him out, you can hit this hidden switch, which makes this switch appear. We can actually hit it from here, which saves a lot of time. And that lets us get to the secret unmaker that's all the way back here in this corridor. It gets pretty complicated. Requires a lot of attention to detail there. Oh, he's still in the exit room, which is not what we want. We wanted him to come out here. Alright, that should be everything there. It was pretty slow, but happens. Level's hard. Alright, good. Now we gotta rely on the Marines to help us, which is very annoying. Like, this one does not want to cooperate right now. Okay. Good. One-shot kills, nice. Blow this open for later, because we need to get a soul sphere that's back there once we open the secrets. And we're gonna let Marines do a lot of the work in this room here. Open that secret up. We'll deal with y'all in a second. We want to get these guys out of the way. Yes. And the Marines do count as enemies that we need to kill, so they all need to die. They didn't die super fast, but that's fine. Oh, lucky me. Like that. Oh, they're shooting me. What the hell are you shooting me? That Marine's pissed off at me, I guess. Come on, die. Now we gotta get these, which is very annoying. Now we pray we get lucky. Because now we have a whole bunch of Marines flood the area, and we need them to do a lot of work here. Also want to grab shotguns where possible and grab this secret in the corner. Why the hell are y'all going for me? No, do not do that. Go for them. They did their job a little too efficiently. Ideally, I'd leave this level with at least a little bit of shotgun ammo, but I don't know where all the shotguns ended up. Alright, that's fine. 3 shells is enough. Time-wise, it isn't bad. But that level just varies so much. We do need to get the shotguns here because we just have no real ammo to work with for a little bit. It would also help if I didn't miss. Be careful not to accidentally step on the barrel spawn. That's happened before. And that made me very sad when I found out you could get stuck inside this barrel right there. And the only way to dislodge yourself is to blow it up, which pretty much just kills you. Make sure everything's dead, because we can't return to phases, so make sure everything is dead here. One more imp. There he is. That works. That shotgun. Need a little bit of ammo. Get the chain gun. Ah, dang it. Platforming can be hard in this area. I have to remember to get these 2 guys on the ground. That's the hard part right there. Because it's really annoying to go downstairs to get rid of them. Wow, there was like no damage on that first punch if that plus a shotgun didn't kill him. Alright, everything's dead. Alright, and now we have the last sequence, which is pretty easy, thankfully. The strats I have. I need to get this, though. So we just kind of just camp here and just smack them to death. They're coming out fast, thankfully. The imps will show up in a second. Come on. Come on, you. Okay. Good. One. More. Thank you. It's pretty much just keep the whole space clear. Because we have to wait out the timer for the exit anyways. Okay, this is the last wave of imps. So you get 3 waves of imps on the edges here. And then everything else comes through the teleporter. Said I need to save because God knows they like to be delayed sometimes, and I haven't really counted how many enemies show up. I just kind of go by vibes. This should hopefully be everything. What we got? Good, everything's done. So we do have a secret exit in this level. Doing this the normal way isn't that long. Doing this for the secret exit, though, is quite a puzzle. And I'm going to show you how to solve all that. We're going to start by starting the sequence here. We're going to run over here. Well, let's get the party started. So we need to raise all of these platforms in order to get to the cubby holes. Start by lowering that. Raise that a couple times. Raise this a couple times. Raise that once. And then we actually bring this down. Because there is a secret along this passage here. So we're going to get that berserk now. Now we're going to raise that a few more times. So that's good. Why did the barrels go forward? Oh, this game's physics are a mystery sometimes. Okay, so this activates the elevator over here, and that lets us get to the second part. So we're actually going to go to the normal exit first. Once we get over here, we can hit a couple of hidden triggers, and it allows more stuff to show up. So we're going to be raising these platforms all the way up here. I'm going to punch y'all out first. Oh, that cat almost got me. Thankfully, the ceiling's low enough to where you can just punch them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Oh, I forgot to get the armor. I was just like, I need to jump off, but I can't remember for what, and it's the armor I need. So we just come right over here. There's also somebody here. Where is he? I hear you. There we go. So once you've got that, all the platforms are in place. We can take this hidden passage that we activated earlier. That lets us get back over here. This elevator's now open. And now we can jump to a whole bunch of secrets. Like I said, it's a really complicated level. I'm gonna use the chainsaw to line up right there and not bonk like I just did. Should have saved. That's me not pushing forward and strafe at the same time. Because otherwise you bonk like that. This is consistent though. If you just line up right there and do this, you get it every time. So this is one of the secrets. Go back over here. So kill them, grab the rocket launcher. So we're going to jump down. We're going to jump all the way to the end over here. Get into this passage, which has the blue key. You don't need any keys to finish this level normally, but if you want to get to the secret exit, you need blue and yellow. So with the blue key, we can go back up here, and we can get to this other tiny passage that we have access to. I'm definitely going to save for this one, because this one's a pain in the butt to make. Like, this is actually a surprisingly tight jump to make. So, we grab the yellow key, we grab the armor, and the yellow key lets us get into the locked door that's by the buttons, which is our secret exit. We've got the chainsaw at the ready, because we do have one Cacodemon hiding right behind. That's that. Yeah, it's a pretty long and complicated level for how early it is if you want to get the secret exit. And we're into remote control. Which is a very amusing gimmick. Like we're just kind of in this small space right here and just have to hold it down. Want to hit the switches as early as possible. Basically, an auto-scroller wanting to hit the switches as early as possible here. Unfortunately, all the enemies are in the worst possible positions. We want to get this invisibility as soon as possible, though. Oh, nice miss. We just don't want to get sniped by them. That's the main concern here. The last thing I want to do is get sniped. That's why we have the invisibility. It's like one of the few times it's actually useful. So once that Arachnotron's done for, we just wait for this switch to open up. And now we can leave. But we still have a bunch of secrets to get, so we're gonna get this hidden switch that's back here. Come on. There we go. There are 4 secrets, so we get that one, we get this button that's hidden right here. This makes another button appear all the way over here. That's the 3rd button, so we come back to that pit, that passage, the backpack. This successfully hit this button here. And that brings us to the demon key, which is our last secret item. Went pretty well. It's not like you can really do much as far as optimizing this level. Well, this looks good for the skip. That looks good. I want to only take 50 damage here if possible. My armor's in really good shape, too, so I'll be able to carry the Mega Armor through the level, so I'll have the half protection, which is really nice. Because normally you'd take a whole bunch of damage and you'd be forced to pick up green armor and you'd have less protection. You don't want that. Yep, just barely managed to get it. It's pretty tight to get that. So we need to do a little bit of exploring. This is also the only level where we will not get 100% kills, because this introduces ghost monsters to the mix. And ghost monsters do the way they work, because they're really more like a bug with the scripting. You can't kill them. So the most we can do is get 89% kills here. You managed to actually hit me. In the ass. Kill you. Save because I've had soft locks happen and watch me die speed. We don't want that to happen here. Get past this cyber that shows up. Like, even if you come in with full ammo and get optimal luck everywhere, you're not going to be able to kill this cyber. Like, you just don't have the supplies to kill him before he disappears. You would need, like, a level 3 Unmaker or a BFG to do that, and you don't have either. Alright, this secret's really annoying. Oh, good. Got that first one try. Really, really annoying one to get. That's why I saved. I don't think I have enough room. This is a really, really annoying secret to get. There we go. You just don't have a lot of room to work with there. I'm gonna grab this now. Just to make it easy. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I really do feel like I'm missing something here. Should have been like 2 pinkies, right? Oh, we'll figure that out in a second. The other one might have gone the other way, so... Where is everything? Okay, that's right. I love using the chainsaw here. Just chop, chop, chop. Down we go. That should be everything. Should say 89% right here. 88. Okay, so one of those didn't spawn for some reason. I think I'm just gonna have to deal with that later. That's the max you can really do. We're just gonna keep going. I don't know. I guess we'll get the Berserk later then, just to verify. Anyways, this is just one giant fight. We just want to clear everything out and grab the rockets. And there's not really a whole lot else to talk about here. I like using the chainsaw here because you can conserve ammo for a pretty good amount, and it does a lot of damage. Like, chainsaw in this game is actually surprisingly good for what it is. It wasn't good at all in original Doom. Where are they at? There they are. Chainsaw really putting that work in right now. It's also locking onto all the worst enemies right now. Start rocking them out so I can get them to take care of. Yep, they all started showing up in the same teleport. What the hell? What's up with that? Went by pretty quick. Oh, what the hell? What's not dead? Something just decided not to show up. Are you serious? Is something just not going to show up for me? Wow. Wow. That's impressive. That is like legitimately impressive how long it took for that imp to show up. This is why I have a very generous estimate when things like that happen. And I've never had that happen before where the imp was delayed for so long. Hey, Scoots. Yep. It's Absolution all over again. How you doing, sir? So this level has a ton of secrets, so we need to make sure we get everything. But the order of the stuff is pretty much the same as we do it in Speed. It's just very convenient to do it that way. I do need to make sure the shower is clear. Clear the shower. Yeah, I feel you there, man. It's warming up in Texas as well. Thankfully, it hasn't been that bad, but definitely have our moments. Okay, I didn't get any real lucky infighting. Okay, they're infighting now. Good. This is time, so it really doesn't matter. So as long as we just kill everything by the time we have to leave. So we got hidden passage over here. Make sure we touch the secret sector. Get the rockets over here. Make sure they're all dead. Okay, could have been cleaner, but it's fine. All my armor's gone, though. Jeez. Like, all my armor's toast. Fine. These rockets. No, I'm pretty full on health. I don't need more. Make sure to grab this invuln. More stuff over here. There's a hidden backpack we have to grab too. I also need to make sure I'm not missing a pinky like I thought I was. This sequence is scripted, so we know where everything's going to show up. the lost souls that are right up here. And we start spreading out too wide. Got the hidden secret here. That's just a sector. We don't need the map itself. This required the hidden blue key that was in that warehouse area. This place can soft lock, so we need to save beforehand. Like, if the lift keeps going up, then it soft locks because you're not able to get out of it later. So I do some precautionary saving. Man, they all shot me at once. Mean. That dude was floating. There's the other Hell Knight. Alright, let's get out of there. This room's easy, thankfully. Block one Cacodeme behind us using our body. Yeah, we have like tons of rockets left over. Why are you not dead? Come on. Unlucky. Let's see, I have 40 cells left. That should be perfect. The other tower is where we need to go now. Oh no, where's the other lost soul? Oh no, he didn't show up. This is what can happen. Now he's wandering around. I hear him. There he is. I don't know why he managed to wander all the way around the tower. That's impressively bad. Alright, we should be good though. Make sure we save, make sure we got everything. Alright, 6 minutes is fine for that. Anyways, we want a lot of rockets because we want them for this fight right here. We want the Mother Demon to go that way. So now we're in a good spot to where the missiles are not going to be targeting me. Because they'll fly right over my head and into the wall or such. And the flame attack is not a problem. That hurt! How the hell did that do so much damage for one rocket? Okay, once it's dead, there is a secret. Thankfully, these hidden teleporters open up after you've killed the Mother Demon, so it's easy to get it that way. Much better than trying to actually flame boost. That's E1 down. Alright, dig your own grave, and boy, do I do that easily on a daily basis with this game. Kills are not a problem here because we're going to have to kill everything to finish the map. It's the secrets we need to worry about. There's only a couple of them, thankfully. That's not a good start health-wise. Very specific routes here. Make sure we get everything. I have to make sure I get everything ammo-wise. I feel like I missed something. There it is. I should be in the right spot. Where am I at? There. I have to make sure I'm in all the right spots. Give me that shotgun. You get these. There's a secret right here. We need this the goggles, which are actually pretty nice, and you can really even get them in casual play. They're just that useful. Because this is an extremely dark level. Will you go over here to this passage? Get the shells. Get the shells. Thank you. And get the clips. So we want to get the next secret early. You would normally have to hit a button. We don't want to have to hit that button because it's actually pretty dangerous to get to. So we're going to do this. We're just going to jump right into it. So that lets me get that immediately. Don't have to worry about that. We're going to use the chain gun to wake enemies up. We've got several lost souls we can do in here. So we're going to get rid of all the lost souls first because they are a big pain in the butt. The other one should be right over here. There's one. There's the other one. So now we need all these cacodemons to cooperate and kill all of them for me. That hurt. Okay, good. Like, we want these cacodemons to all get frozen by the melee attacks of these specters. Come on. I don't know what you're doing there. This is actually really bad health. And they are being pretty relentless on attacking me. Okay. How are you all the way over there? Like, y'all didn't do your job at all. I am burning through so many shells. This is going to make things a little bit more difficult later. It's possible. It's fine. But, wow, that was an ugly level. It's got terrible cacodemon luck. Alright, blast processing. Get your genocide or mega drives out, whatever you want to call them here. So, this involves using a lot of explosions. I might have had missiles. I accidentally got an extra set of missiles there. You want to hit that switch only once, not twice. We're going to lure missiles over here. For the next set. Oh, how the hell did that point not work? My path was too efficient. The path was too efficient. Okay. We're just gonna kill this one with the chain gun. This is way faster than taking missiles all the way to over there. That takes forever to take missiles to that area. So grab the key. So we need all 3 keys to progress. And there's also a bunch of other goodies that we're gonna get like that. Oops. Forgot where I am for a second. We need to grab that mega armor, so let's grab that. It's a little bit less health than I'd like for the next section coming up, so I'm probably going to play that a little bit safer now. But next we have the barrel obstacle course, which is a pretty cool area. There's this handy invulnerability that's right there that we have to pick up anyways for this category. There's a hidden passage right here after the 3rd row. Need to make sure I get credit for it. That just has a bunch of health, but we do have to trigger the secret. Get through the rest of the obstacle course here. I'm just going to let those barrels fly off. I don't want to get flung off. And I also need to be careful not to lose this key, because it's possible to jump off without actually grabbing the key here, which would be very bad. Alright, Hidden Berserk. And that brings us to this fight. I don't really have shotgun ammo now because of what happened earlier. So we're just gonna have to play this a little safe. You're supposed to destroy the barrels over and over using a switch. That takes ages, so we're not going to do that, except for this first sequence here. That was a fast second phase right there. We have all 3 keys. Now we can get to the top of the tower right here. There is one more secret to grab on the way. Nice miss. Okay, so drop in from here. We get a whole bunch of shotgun shells, which is actually exactly what we need for the fight coming up. Need to deal with a couple waves of enemies, nothing too big here. Gonna block one pinky from showing up. Punch the rest out. Oh, how are you not dead? It's fine. Then we'll shotgun the rest out. This last phase went really well as a whole. Didn't have to wait too long for that. That should be everything for this level. This was pretty slow, unfortunately, because I did have that death. Alright. Crossrun's all about keeping your space. This one's about controlling the space and fighting. This is one of my favorites. It's definitely a very memorable level. Oh, please, God, get out of the way. Alright, we'll deal with you in a bit. Let's get those first. So I've got enemies right behind me, gunning for my current position. We just kind of do a little movement manipulation. Make sure they stay off my tail. Let's go to you now, because you're already in a good position. Make sure make sure we don't soft lock there. I've had that soft lock. If you grab that health potion too fast, the next script never starts. So, better safe than sorry there. That went well. Wait for y'all to show up. Get out of the way. Trigger that. Hitting the torch makes the soul sphere lower down. That's why we did that. Well, that was pretty good luck there to kill all of them. Oh good, they got pissed off at all of them really quick. We'll have to deal with him on the way back though. I'm kind of low on bullets now though. So not having bullets is a little bad for the next level, but I think we can still make it work okay. So we're gonna go over here. There's a hidden secret that opens up later. We can grab the red suit now. Make sure this guy's dead, or he becomes a problem. Save. How the hell did you walk all the way over there? Okay. So the worst part about this area is that the knockback from the super shotgun and rocket launcher can send you over the edge. If you get sent over the edge before you're done killing the waves, you're screwed. I don't think he died. I didn't hear that. Okay, he's dead. So that's fine. We can jump down and just make this easy. Now for a bunch of barons. A ton of barons. 6 barons on like each side. slowly walked our way over. Because there's barons on the other side that were very mad at me. Although these are not exactly any friendlier right now. So I need to get the most out of my rockets here, so very careful. Nice. That should be enough shells, too. Okay. The wall garden. There are several normal exits, but we do have a secret exit that we need to grab here, so we have to actually solve the puzzle box in order to get to it. So this is a pretty complicated sequence. Switch presses and such to get through. Grab that. I also do things in a very specific way to make sure lost souls don't get, well, lost. I got blocked by the goddamn tree. I need to aim a little more to the right. I think it's the right so that we want to do that on. Right here. There we go. Yeah, so you walk down, grab that. Make sure everything's dead. Hi, Ellie. Thank you. I'm doing all of one run today just because it's such a long one. I gotta work today, but I hope you're well. So far, it's like about what I expect for a no reset run, and that's fine. Like, we're definitely not looking to PB here. Oh my god, why are you on my tail like that? I missed that imp anyway, so it's probably the best. Alright, so we're gonna hit these two switches here. And this passage is already open, so we go here first. That gets us a Unmaker key, since we lost the hidden key from the last episode. We're back up to 1 key right now. I would like to be able to skip this consistently, but I've never been able to skip that more than once, and you have to enter this room twice. Grab a few shells. Get these. Drop into the canal. That gets us to the secret chainsaw. Take that out. Leave this way. All these. Okay, hopefully these Hell Knights will group up nicely for me. I didn't grab those bullets. I guess I get them on the way back. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I get it on the way back. We're gonna jump across. Switches and also hit this hidden switch. This is technically optional, but the extra 40 cells and plus an Unmaker early is really nice, so it's worth getting those. Hi, you're stuck there. The extra shells. I want those bullets again, so almost done with the puzzle. So, and we close these off. Jump across here. That takes us into this room. I think I'm gonna go for the risky strat. We're gonna go for the risky strat here. Yeah, but what can you do, right? What are these pinkies even doing? This one's like... I guess he wanted to really take that Kako down and just could not decide. Anyways, with the blue key and the proper switches, we can get into here, which is the secret exit. And a bunch of goodies. All in all, pretty good. And now we have my favorite secret level. This one's fun. This one's very amusing. Want all that ammo for later. I'm just gonna let all those get squished. Oh. So I want to grab all of these very carefully. More carefully than that, that's for sure. want to get to this part of the walkway here. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of bad, because I did not want that to happen. They're going to be fighting for a while, I think. They're also going to start coming down this hallway earlier than I wanted. Alright, do this. Do this instead. This is actually really bad. Okay. So this completely chewed up like all my health and armor. Anyways. So there is a mother demon that shows up right here. But thankfully we don't really have to deal with it. We're just gonna pick up the rockets so we can top off here. Hopefully without dying. And then we're just gonna hopefully get around. I think I might be stuck. Oh god. Well, surprisingly, I'm not dead. I might die at the beginning of the next level, so I'm not gonna save just yet. That was not what I wanted to have happen. Can I at least get to some health? Okay, there's health. Yeah, sorry, there's a couple medkits right here. There's enough health to work with, it's fine. That being said, this sucks because I'm starting this level with no armor, and I really would have liked to have mega armor to start. Alright, well, we've got 9 minutes of fighting right here, so... Get a drink is needed. Yeah, I've never cut it that close on that level. Okay, oh, thanks, I missed that green armor. So this actually kind of sucks. There is a green armor in the main arena, but I usually like to save it for later, but we'll just have to deal with it. It's fine. This level is thankfully easier on this category because I already have the backpack, which means I need to take less trips to get ammo, which means less damage to worry about, so it's not a huge problem. It will make things a little bit scarier, though, when I have to make some trips early on, though. After this, Kekko should spawn. Block that Kekko. It's just this one down here. Get these. That's all of them. So that's optimal right there. Alright. Now we need to get all the stuff. Grab 2 boxes of shells here. I need that. Thank you. Good. That. I'm gonna have to grab this now. And we're also going to get the Berserk now. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of all of our secrets aside from the Megasphere, which we will grab on the way out. I guess I could grab it earlier as needed, but now we just fight for another 5 to 6 minutes. So, like I said earlier, just like Crosswind Crossfire, this one's about controlling the space. So we want to chain gun all the imps down, we want to save ammo. There's a whole bunch of shells, bullets in the main area, and there's a whole bunch of rockets downstairs, but we want to take all those rockets to the next levels. There's still quite a bit of killing to do. And I want to save the SSG shots for stuff that actually needs the firepower. Like the many pinkies that will show up. Just because it's way more efficient damage-wise. So, like, controlling the space is difficult because of all the cold. You don't want to take damage from that, obviously, but sometimes it's necessary to step out into the terrain so you don't get completely blocked off. So this is very much a how well can you use an enclosed space. Probably about time to pick up another soul sphere. Let's pick up some shells. It's fine. Just go down here. Push that. Control the space again for a bit. Probably should grab 2 soul spheres. I don't really use like all of them anyways. Uh-oh, I'm surrounded. That was close, though. Hey, T-Bone. How you doing, man? So don't worry, there will be other waves of enemies coming eventually. It's just, we primarily have these for a while. Alright, I'm gonna get another soul sphere now. And let's go get... Let's go grab this now. Got the other bullets. So that's like all the bullets in the level I'm gonna get. So I do want to save like about 100 or so for later. Maybe a little bit less than that. I don't need that many bullets. Now we start getting cacos. I'm gonna start saving because that's when all this stuff starts going to hell. We're also going to start getting Hell Knights soon, so I've got to be careful. Oh, that one went flying. So far, we're still in pretty good shape, so... Still got plenty of rockets. We haven't really used rockets at this point. There's a ton in the basement for later that we'll pick up on the way out. Here come the Hell Knights. We're still good shells-wise. I don't need to grab any more yet. What we primarily want to watch for is when the paint almost show up, because that's the end of the level. Now's probably a good time to start picking stuff up, though. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Mega Sphere now so I don't forget it. Because that is a needed pickup. We're gonna use this time to get our resources. Those panel models should be showing up soon, so I need to be ready. I do have one vulnerability ready when that happens. Should be showing up soon. We'll have one come from that area over there. Be ready for him. I hear it. So Lost Souls need to die immediately. I need to get over here, because there's one right here. And then one should come up over here soon. I also did hear a lost soul, but we need to get rid of the one that's over here. There it is. Okay. All the lost souls are gone. There's still a couple of Hell Knights here. Alright, that's everything here. And I heard the last set of things spawn in. So when these invulnerabilities come in down here, that's the end of the level. Make sure we get all the supplies. Like, look at all the stuff that's down here. Like, tons of rockets. I'm not maxed out on rockets, though, which is actually a little concerning. But this should be everything, so. Should be getting out of here okay. Alright, cyclic symmetry. Are we going to get the good pattern? Let's find out. Yes. There's 2 different patterns you can get in this level, and we want one very specific one. I forgot the goggles. I keep forgetting to get the goggles every time. We need this. It counts as in secret, so we gotta get it. Okay, hidden secret here. This gets us a bunch of extra rockets as well. I have less rockets than I'd like. But the Baron we need to kill is over here now. 6. Alright, and now we scramble to the hidden invuln over here. And quickly slug it out with everything. We need to make sure we kill the pain element that's very hidden here. And then another one's going to show up. Be ready for it. I'll save a few rockets because I'm kind of low. All these lost souls going. Jeez. It's a very short and chaotic level. Especially if you get the second pattern, which I don't want to see because that's less ideal and harder to deal with. It's very possible to still get 100% that way. Alright, let some of the Marines deal with some of them. We're going to deal with these Mancubi first because they are on these walls. They are very annoying to get to. Snipe him out using laser. Where's the last one? There's supposed to be another one. There he is. That looks like everybody. Okay, it's really easy to miss an enemy in this level because of how huge it is, so I have very, very specific routes for all this. Now we have a little bit of break time. We're going to let these Marines do some of the work for us coming up. Hit the hidden switch here. That makes the cell come down. Like, energy is very, very sparse in the first 2/3 of this run. So my uses are very planned. I want to make sure everything's dead, because I've had a Pinky get stuck in this area before. Please die. Please die. Okay, we need to get the hidden soul sphere over here. No. Alright, so this secret up here requires the blue key, but we still jump off from here because we can activate this script early. That gets the infighting going early, which is much better than it seems. Like, even if the Marines will die, it's worth it to get everything just get everything started. The Marines almost always die instantly, but it's worth it. Okay, all of them are gone. That was close. I thought I was gonna get stuck and have to change weapons. Change armor out. Hidden secret here, which gets us the Unmaker. All those extra cells looking nice and juicy there. Gonna open this passage up. Not get destroyed like I just did. Let some of the Marines do some of that work too. Funny enough, they don't jib from a rocket. Some of the Marines always jib. Just a weird quirk of the Marines. How are you not dead? Alright, one last pack of Mega Weapon. So I'm very cautious here. Deal with them, get all the rockets, and we need to get the hell out of the way of everything. Get in the passage. There's a hidden switch that we need to activate right here. So this is one part where I would love to use BFG, but the cells are so limited that I need them for my strat in the next level. Because otherwise it's extremely dangerous. Actually doing okay rockets-wise, it looks like. Oh, hi. You were right there. How are you not dead? How did you end up over there? Okay, looks like that's everything, and we want these rockets. So, unfortunately, now that we have the blue key, we have to take a very long detour to go back over here. Because this secret is very out of the way, and there's no getting around this. Unless we could somehow clip into this building, there's no getting around this, because you need the blue key. Grab that BFG. Leave, make sure nothing out of the passage. Mercy Marines like to get lost like that. Pain in the butt. Alright, shouldn't need to make any more detours for this level. So all we have there are just a few more fights. We need to grab all the rockets here. We're going to grab that Soul Sphere for safety as well. Because we do get a Mega Sphere coming up, but having some security is nice. Just let me get those rockets, man. Well, they're fighting, so that's fine. So, we need to make sure we get all the Lost Souls that show up right here. Like, some are behind us. They're not a huge problem to deal with as long as we're in the corner nicely. Also a good reason why we still have a bunch of bullets left over. They are all covering the stairs that I need to get into. How did you end up inside the chapel? What? How did that happen? This is actually kind of a problem, because I need to get in there. Okay. I'm gonna grab the key first. Deal with this pain element, hopefully. It's fine. Smash everything else now that I've got most of the stuff taken care of. As you can see, we've burned through like almost all of our rockets. Like you just burn through so much ammo in this level, and it's a little bit random in what can happen. So just kind of do your best. Hi, I'm glad I heard you. Just barely heard that cat go. All right, last set of fights coming up right here. This tower has 3 waves, and the last wave actually has a mother demon that we're just gonna block. We don't want that mother demon showing up, so we're just gonna block it. Grab that. What are y'all doing? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll kill these. I'm gonna stand right here. That should do it. Should be just a pain in the mum to deal with. Yep. So, hopefully, this is going to be 100% right here, because this is an extremely long level to backtrack through. Good. This makes this short and sweet, because I've got all this laser ammo with a 2-key UnMaker, which makes it significantly easier. Managed to even stop the pain elemental from showing up, so this is going to be a gold right here. It's extremely quick. So a death exit to finish up, but yeah, if you can manage to hit a certain line def behind the exit, like right in front of the exit trigger, then the pain elemental script stops, and we managed to do it before one even showed up, so we're good. So that's a gold. Nice. So, episode 3 here. We're halfway through the run now. This is halfway through the run. It's a very, very stressful WOD just because it's 2+ hours of mayhem, and there's not a lot of downtime. This is about the closest I get, because I don't have to think that much. So, as the title implies, do not wake Mother. We need to not wake up the mother demons while solving these puzzles, because if you do wake them up, then they come to the final fight and beat the shit out of you, and you're not equipped to deal with them at all. And this is one of the levels where we basically do a full completion in speed anyways. There's not much strategy change here. All I'm going to do is conserve some cells for later, because cells are very needed for the next level. It's nice and slow. Grab that hidden energy cell. That one's like covered with the nightmare property, so it's a little hard to see. Nightmare monsters also make their appearance starting here. They're green. They have twice the health of normal ones, so they're pretty annoying to deal with. Although the amount of nightmare monsters now in this episode is significantly less than it used to be in older versions of this WOD. Grab the hidden UnMaker key. Thankfully, the puzzle solving here is pretty easy once you know what to do. Just have to be sure not to fire your pistol by accident or get stuck anywhere. But it's thankfully a good breather after the very combat-heavy last couple levels. So we've closed off all the doors for this one. Let's hit this one here. Now, I always get this spawn prevention wrong, so if we can do it. Nope, I was just barely off position there. I was a little too far forward. So, I need to conserve cells, so we're going to be doing this in a very specific way. Okay, that's enough of that. Like, I really need cells for the next level, so... block a Marine from showing up right here. We also need to kill the Marines that show up here, because they are by far the most dangerous enemies. So once we've dealt with them, this is pretty easy. Just sweep the remaining zombie men. Oh, all good. No issues there. Pretty close to gold. Alright, so we need to get to the end of this barrel maze before time limits up, and we're going to do that in very specific ways. We're also going to be grabbing some stuff to make it easier. So we'll grab this rad suit. Uh-oh. I might not make it now. We'll see. This is a little tight to make, so hence why I saved. Bonking twice is not good. I don't have confidence in this. But the rad suit makes it so we can cross the magenta canal with no damage now. Especially now that the leaky rad suit was fixed. Am I gonna get it? Just barely. Just barely. So this gets us access to this. So we can grab the red key, the hidden yellow key, and the Unmaker. There's a trigger in the barrel maze that would stop us from getting those if we went the shortcut way, so we have to do it using the long method. We also need to kill the Cyber Demon. This is the only enemy here, but this is why we need to conserve all those cells, because there's not really any real ammo in this level. Like, the only other thing is like a few clips and a shotgun. So he's dead. We wait for the time limit so we can get around get out of the trap, and we're going to head off to the secret exit. I'm going to grab that now, actually, just so I have some extra ammo to work with. So this red key is used for this secret now, and then this yellow key is used for that. That takes us to roll the dice, which is unfortunately very aggravating. This is all luck right here, unfortunately. There's no getting around this. Well, there's a good start. That's what I want. That's 2 good starts. So I need 3 things to happen in this room. That's 1. I also need to get the demon key, and I need to get these walls to come down, because there are 2 enemies I do have to kill. But otherwise, we're just going to be manipulating RNG to show up, to do what we need to do here. That's what the pistol of firing is for. This is really bad luck, though. Come on. Jeez, that's bad luck. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna get that Cyber Demon to show up here. There we go. So get them to infight. So they get pissed off at each other, which is exactly what we want. That's also a terrible position because I want to keep hitting the switch so I can get the key. That's fine. Because we can let them kill each other while this is happening. That Cyber's gonna rise, and that's actually not what I want. Ah, crap. I need to reset that. So I need to be able to teleport up to the demon key. There's nothing else I can do about this. This is all just luck at this point. I think they're about to die, so I'm gonna be ready here. Nice, he wiped me. He's deaf. What the hell? Dude, what's wrong with you? There we go. And I still need to get the freaking demon key. Oh my god. This is why I freaking hate this level so much. I even play this in speed now, too, because the extra key is too valuable, and it's faster to actually finish via the secret exit in the last level. Let's get out of here. Fuck, roll the dice. Alright. Nice. Let's get out of here. Wow, I'm already almost dead. What the hell? I got some really lucky barrel damage there. Nice. All y'all. Okay, good. They didn't snipe me to death, which is always the concern there. So, a lot of weird killing needed to happen here. There's just a lot of weird triggers, and I want to get some infighting here. And the Arachnotron is not shooting. Why is the Arachnotron not shooting? We need to be doing that. Okay, it should be pissed off now. We're gonna grab these. So this maze is now triggered by exploding the barrels, which is a lot better than the old method of just waiting. And we have a very specific route for this so that we don't lose lost souls and we get all the barrels as needed. That one's kind of pissed off at me. That one might not show up in the right spot. Explode that one. I'm gonna jump back to this island. I'm gonna jump properly to this island. Go back to this portal. So now we can get the hidden secret that's behind there and deal with the rest of them back here. Good. They did a lot of infighting here. That's good. I need to get all these supplies, like the shotgun and everything. Rocket launcher, like everything I can get my hands on here. Oh, what are you doing there? Alright, now that thing's dead, so now we can move on. So the third island's the last. It's also pretty difficult to deal with. So we need the blue key for that, and that's not a problem. But I just want to show that off. It's kind of funny that you have that push bar needing a blue key. Gotta get onto this early, get up here, hit the switch now. Get them all pissed off at each other, hopefully. That went right over your head. And I don't mean joke-wise either. So a whole bunch of enemies are pissed off at me up there. Hopefully they're not going to be in the way. It's possible for that to happen. That's a good position. I think the Megabus is already dead. Perfect. Soften this guy up with a few rockets. Make the jump. There's one hidden secret right here. Just have to be very careful going down. I need those rockets there. Also need those shells as well. I like those shells to work with. Alrighty, last part of the level. So this is just a killing spree here. Bunch of nightmare enemies here. I'm gonna block one Cacodemon. All the other supplies. Oh, you didn't die. You still didn't die. There you go. Alright. Then we're gonna block one. Mancubus are showing up here. And we're out. Good. Yeah, doing that level fast is quite difficult and requires a lot of good luck. We want to get rid of all these bugs because they tend to water off, cause a lot of problems. There are some really cool secrets in this level, though. Like, one of the secrets actually lets us skip hitting a switch entirely, which breaks the path completely in the speed category. Ow. Also, having a 2 key maker here is really good for this. Somebody's shooting at me. There you are. Sure you're dead. Trigger this encounter here. Get over here in time so they don't go around the corner. So if they go around the corner, then you have to go back around. You don't want that to happen. Solve that switch puzzle. Give you. This. There's going to be a hidden switch on left over here when we get. So that teleporter is useful for later. Now we have to get the hidden secret that's over here. If you fall, you die, so don't do that. Very cautiously here. So there's going to be 3 lost souls that show up way around a weird-ass corner. So we need to deal with them eventually. So we do this in a very specific way to make sure they don't get lost. Because they love to get lost. There's 1. That one's taking sweet-ass time. 2. And 3. Okay. Hit that switch. Get rid of you. We do not want to cross those stairs, otherwise a pale will shows up. Instead, we're going to take the secret teleporter. That makes the soul sphere accessible. Not only that, it also lets us get to the yellow key early. We're going to do a quick sweep just to make sure we didn't lose any Marines, because that happens every once in a while. I hate when that freaking happens. I just want to be verified we don't have the Marines running. And it looks like we're okay. We should be able to just go to the exit here and be done. Jeez. That thing did like no damage. Alright, good. Nothing wandered off. So if you're ready for, I hope you're ready for a psychedelic trip, because that's exactly what Prismaticoria is here. It is really cool. It's pretty much a psychedelic trip. There is 1 secret in each of the 6 areas that we're going to visit, so that's how you know that you've got everything. We're going to go to the Starburst room first. We're going to start the script for the Starburst room. We're going to hit the very hidden switch that's added in later versions of this WAD. This stops the script entirely, which means less enemies show up and you don't have to come back to them later. We're just going to jump through this fake wall somewhere. There it is. Scova says trans rights, because this is the trans rights shrine. So, but hitting that switch stops the entire script, which means we don't need to play the rest of this room. We can just immediately leave as soon as I stop falling. But now that we're out, we can go to the next area, which is... I don't know. I don't know what to call this room. I like this room. I don't know what to call it. There's a lot of really hard to see enemies in this level, so I take a very specific route to make sure that we're not missing anything. 1. So there should be... There. Take care of all of those cookies. Get rid of all the other enemies on the way too. There's a bunch of stuff that's hard to see. We're just tagging them as we go. We're gonna get this hidden backpack. That's our secret for this area. What was our secret in the last area? Oh yeah, it was the hidden rockets that were like hidden in a cubby of the starburst. Alright, should be just a handful of enemies. There are definitely 3 pinkies on this last platform here, so that's how we know we get everything here. That's all of them. Okay. So now we want to do the Yellow Canyon next. Put a hidden soul sphere right there. So this is a Nightmare Cyber Demon right here. So his rockets are extra fast, and he has a ridiculous amount of health. So we're going to kind of just keep our distance while we're getting all this power-ups. And we're also going to pick up the hidden soul packs that are here. That'll fill us up for the rest of the level. We're going to do Red Chasm next. This one's the most changed room compared to early versions of UnMaking. But this used to be a time script that was really long and not particularly fun to play. But now we have just kind of like a platforming sequence, which is a lot faster, a lot more streamlined. Honestly, better for the pacing. So picking up the invisibilities makes the platforms drop so you can jump to them. And that also means you can get sniped by the Mancubi that are all over the place. Now, thankfully, we don't need to kill those Mancubi. When we finish this room, when we manage to finish this room, Crushers come down and smash all of them to death, so we don't have to worry about them. So it's really just making sure we get out of this okay. And making sure we kill all of the imps and the things that are roaming around. I'll grab this last one right here. So now we can get up there, which gets us to the exit. Safe and sound. Easy. So all that's left is the Dark Forest. This is significantly easier than in previous versions. All we have to do here is just kill a bunch of enemies for a minute. But we want this invulnerability going out, because there's one last wave when we get back to the main hub, and we want that invisibility, or invulnerability. But this sequence is significantly easier than it used to be. There's no Lost Souls or Cacodemons that show up anymore. It's just a bunch of troopers and marines. It's really just making sure you don't get sniped to death. But considering we have a whole bunch of health, it shouldn't be a problem. It's a good chance to stock up on shells as well, just to make sure we don't run out. Because the next level is a very long one and is a doozy to get through. Okay, the exit should open soon. One more pass and the exit should be open. It takes about a minute from picking up the initial shotgun. Alright, it's open. So we just sweep the area, make sure nobody's left. Looks like we're good. Alright, we're gonna take this invulnerability out of here. And we're gonna make a break for it. Hi, Squibba. How you doing, bud? So block 1 from showing up. There are a bunch of Nightmare Pain Elementals. Which is quite a doozy. The invulnerability also has a secondary effect. It also acts as a light visor, makes it a whole lot easier to see them. I am also sorry to everyone's ears right now. Alright, that is everything. Run's going about as I expected for practice. You never get anything perfect, and I would not chase PB. So, this is a good enough run so far. We haven't had any huge problems. Had some enemies wander off here and there, but nothing like super bad. Alright, cool. And now we have the big-ass level. So this was definitely the challenge, one of the challenges of routing this category, because this level is freaking massive. And I do my best to avoid triggering a whole bunch of extra enemies. But this thing is just such a beast. Let's start hitting the switches. So there are 3 hidden switches to get to the final Unmaker key. Our third one is in this level. Okay, heard the click. There's a far-off switch in the distance there that we want to get. Now we need to go start going up the temple here. Deal with them using our current cells. Make a tough jump there. Good to get that first try. Okay, now we're going to trigger a whole bunch of enemies coming through this corridor. Good view. We're going to let the Lost Souls follow us up, because we can deal with them during the scripted sequence coming up here. Alrighty. It's a tough one. Usually it takes me at least a couple. Like, there are a bunch of jumps in here that are rough. So we want to weaken all of these Mancubi, but we do not want to kill them, because we want them to be able to block other Mancubi. And see, the Lost Souls nice, conveniently clump up right in front of us here. We're going to get rid of the imps as well, so they're no longer a problem. Alright. So now we get rid of very, very specific... We'll take a very specific route to make sure we kill everything okay. Let's see here. It should be this way. Okay, so it should be 3 waves of fast rockets here. And then we're going to go to the left of the green flame right there, which is coming up soon. We're going to save. And we're going to block a Mother Demon from showing up. We still need to kill all of these pain elementals, so that's why we have the laser on tap. Now we deal with all the chaos here. What's still left? Still a bunch of enemies left. Okay, it looks like everything's gone here. Oh, hold on. Now everything's gone. Carefully jump down the castle here. I'm gonna get the last switch, get to the secret. Say hi to Zoya and Stepsky, everyone. That's the last demon key right there. A couple imps in the canyon we want to snipe out. We don't want these mega imps walking around, so we're gonna deal with them now. They are a pain in the ass. I could probably get them while I'm doing the cleanup on the Lost Souls later, but I'd rather just get them out of the way now. They're a pain in the butt. So we need to get this hidden armor that's right down here. That's why I saved. Oh, we just need to do it this way. There we go. All the stuff that's over here, make sure they're all dead. So we're going to go over here to the graveyard. We don't need to actually trigger the fight, we just need to hit the secret switch and get the 2 secrets. We don't need to trigger the fight. That's less enemies to deal with. So I do this first instead of doing the library first, because the moment we finish the library, a whole bunch of Nightmare Lost Souls show up. And we don't really want to deal with them. We don't want them to move out of position is what I should say. Painful jumps to make right here. So we can just very carefully walk along the edge. We're also going to trigger very specific enemies because we have to at some point or another. Make sure we get all the cells. Yeah, the library has many, many enemy triggers, and we're skipping as many as I can possibly find right here. We're also going to activate a secret from that side. They'll show up later. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. But there are several secrets in this library that are very painful to actually get to. Right right here. End up on the opposite side right there. There's a shotgun. Oh yeah, we need to kill the enemy that's over here. That Hell Knight never got triggered. That's weird. Anyways, and then there's a shotgunner right over here. Everybody else should be aggro pretty easily. So we're going to grab the key that makes a whole bunch of stuff spawn. Also need to grab a whole bunch of rockets, because we still need a bunch of rockets for this level. We're going to clear out all of the cacodemons before they start teleporting around the maze, which is the worst thing that can happen. Also, triple UnMaker is super powerful and also eats your cells up like candy, so I have to be very careful how I'm firing it. Get into this secret right here. One of the cacos did teleport away, so we do need to deal with it. Where are you? Where are you? Where's that teleport lead again? There he is. Okay. So that should be everything. So now we take this passage that we opened from the other side. This telefrags the cyber demon that's right there and gets us back to the beginning of the maze, so we can skip a whole bunch of enemy encounters. We also have to grab those 2 cell packs now, because if they actually disappear after you hit the first blue switch. That was a fun thing to find out at one point. They just go away. And it's like, oh, I'm down 200 cells. That's not good. Alright, so now we have the 2 keys we need to progress. And we're going to get the hidden BFG here. And also there's going to be a whole bunch of Nightmare Lost Souls in the room. Which is why we do this part second. Nice hit. We go over here now. Now we sweep the room for the Lost Souls, and they like to wander around. Also to get rid of any imps that are over there. That should be everything. Like, I would like to get these later, but it's not worth it because they wander off so often. I want to make sure there's nothing over there. Okay. Want to be sure. It's fine how it is. I'd rather not add more updates if they're not needed at this point, because this is already a very beefy wad to get through, and let's go to the panel on that shows it right here. So some Mancubus show up here. There's a nice, cleverly hidden passage here. I actually like this passage. You just kind of go right through here, creep along the edge, and it takes you to this. Another panel right here behind this door. Do ahead of time. I'm gonna conserve my cells. We don't really need bullets after this, so it's fine to use them now. Alright, that takes care of all that. Now we jump into the basement. I'm going to take a very specific route so enemies do not get lost. So we're actually going to use the BFG for the first time in this campaign. But I don't really use the BFG that much. Like, the UnMaker's consistency is just more desirable most of the time. Rocket all these guys out. I want to make sure I get that cell. Did I get those cells? I think I did. Just make sure I can kill everything that's waiting along the side here. There's a shotgunner somewhere. Where is he? There he is. Okay, now we're ready for this. Also, you can tell how long it takes to freaking load this level. That's how huge this area is. Handful of rockets to smash them. Take this invuln on the way out. So there's a nice little cheeky block right here. If we just run towards that, we get the Erectron block every time. Really handy. Triple UnMaker then. And we're going to let the cacodemons here follow me. Just need to get to the end of this. These steps are always a little annoying to go up. 4 normal cacos and a nightmare one. I hope I got rid of all of them. I don't know if the nightmare's dead. I think the nightmare's dead. Just because I want to conserve a few cells for the next level, I will rock these out. And that should hopefully be everything. Like, this is a huge level, and I'm hoping we got everything in one try. Good. Like, I know that time seems bad, 10 minutes, and being like a minute behind the level, but that level is freaking huge and difficult to deal with. So, I'm okay with that. So, now we have how many demons can dance. And the answer is a lot. We're actually going to do a little bit of spawn blocking right here for just a bit. Just to reduce the number of pinkies that show up here. And now we get the fight started with all the chaos here. This is also going to be very loud, so cover your ears as needed. But we need to kill everything in the first 3 waves to progress to the next wave. And then the last one is the time-based wave, but we're killing everything anyways. Okay, I should be good on cells. I shouldn't need to conserve any extra at this point. We should be pretty good. Alright, wave 3. The cells that are on the outside as we go. And we can burn through all of our cells because we're going to get a full refill in the next level. So conserving is not a problem after a certain point in this fight. Good. Alright, in the last wave, we need to take care of these Erectrons ASAP. Otherwise, they make a huge mess of everything. So once the Erectrons are dead, now we can hold our space. Tons of Hell Knights and everything to show up. And we need to weed and get the cell packs and everything as needed, so we don't run out of ammo. As you can see, it is absolute chaos with Hell Knights and Pinkies. This is so much easier than the old strat and speed where I used the BFG because I'd only have 1 key, so it wasn't worth using. But having a 3-key unmaker makes this so much easier. At the cost of my ears. I think that is everything. I'll just save to be sure. Hey, that's a nice gold. Alright, well, that brings us to Remember the Helma. We got another 9 minutes of waiting here. Make sure we fill up on ammo and everything we need. Just a lot of scripted fights that we're gonna just wait through. I should just grab the cell packs. I would like to take the super secret exit, but it's just... well, the hidden secret that takes you to the exit faster. We'll say it that way. Because that would be real nice. Because doing it that way saves 7 minutes on this level. Unfortunately, that also means you don't get to skip the death exit, and that means you get to play the remainder of the game with no extra equipment, which is, unfortunately, by my calculations, actually slower, despite sitting through an extra 7 minutes of this level. This is pretty sad. Like, I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. As far as I know. If somebody wants to run the calculations on that, they are free to. But Void Dreams is just so huge that having all the extra ammo really is worth it. Especially since, like, even just getting weapons again, they're so spread out. Like, you're not going to get any upgrades for your Unmaker for a little bit. you would have to get the 2 keys and then circle back around, or do it with 1 key, and that's even more miserable. Where was Lost Souls at? How did that one manage to make its way all the way over here, really? There. Every wave is scripted amounts of time, so it doesn't matter how fast we finish, as long as we know everything's dead. And that's the tricky part, because flying enemies, like Lost Souls and Cacos, they love to get lost in the void if you push them out too far. So you really, really want to make sure they're dead. Okay, so the Cacos should be approaching now. This is the wave that worries me the most, just because of Cacos being able to get pushed all the way off into the bounds. So we're gonna wait for them to show up. I want them to get pretty much as close as possible. Get rid of the ones that are at least close by. This is where you use the high walls to your advantage, so that they rub up against them and don't get pushed around. There's one over there. That's it. Gotta make sure everything's nice and dead. I think it's dead. There's something over here, though. It's like all the way over here, where you're at. I had to go all the way to like one of the hidden secrets. That's like one of the secrets you need. Oh shit. It's like all the way over there. This is really bad. I actually have to redo that way, which is a little big time waste. Hi, Bash. Yeah, that sucks. It was going like way off in the distance. This level's huge if outside of this cathedral area. So that's like a minute gone. Oh well. It isn't the biggest loss, and we're still on pretty good pace. Like, I have a very generous estimate for this run. So as long as we're under that, we're okay. Oh, you were like right on top of me. I was wondering why I couldn't move. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm kind of getting beat up. I'm probably going to have to grab the secret items. There are secret items that are... They're technically not required as long as you don't spawn them, but I kind of need them now, so we're just going to grab these now. Hopefully nothing wandered off this time. Cyber Demon's showing up. Okay, that one's shooting rockets at me already. I don't see any more Cacos, so I think they're all gone. I'm just gonna wait for the Cybers to get closer. Cells in the meantime. Oh, that's not good. Hi! Well, unfortunately, there's a Cyber... Not Cyber, but Caco somewhere out in the distance. Okay, we're gonna have to do some shenanigans here. We're gonna have to find him. Where's he at? There we are. He's all the way out in the distance here. This is bad. That's really bad, and I've already saved. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come over. Ooh. I don't like this. It's gonna take a while for him to show up. There's time for him to show up, but that's a pain in the butt. We'll deal with him when we get to him. Let's deal with everything else first, and hopefully he'll show up in time. In the meantime, the 2 cybers are pretty easy to deal with, since I have a triple UnMaker. But that's not a problem. Yeah, I can try and make it from here. I think I got him. I'm going to pray that I got him, because I can't really check. But thankfully there's enough health and supplies to where stay filled up. We still have another, like, 3 minutes of level, though, so this is a problem. We are definitely losing a ton of time in a level where you shouldn't really be losing time. We have 3 waves left to do. We have a Mancubus wave, an Arachnotron wave with imps, and then we have the 2 mother demons. And the exit will open up. I can appreciate the nice geometry, though, and this Kako floating in midair. Alright. Mancubus wave. So Mancubi walk really, really slowly. Like, probably about as slow, if not even more slow than they are in Classic Doom. So we're just gonna wait for them to show up. Just to make sure they're moving as much as possible instead of getting stuck firing at me. Just make sure we cover the holes. Peekaboo, I see you. It's fine. We'll get a Megasphere on the way out, so as long as I survive the fight, it's not a problem. They're doing a good job coming towards me, so this is fine. So the invulnerability is spawned. Yep, the next wave's already started. That invulnerability does not show up if you take the hidden Easter egg exit. And if you actually spawn the invulnerability and then do the secret for that, then it actually just disappears. So there's no way of keeping it. There's no avoiding the death exit if that happens. And I really, really want to avoid that death exit. Got the Arachnotron wave here. Kind of fire into the distance. You can tell if you're hitting something if you see the laser shots go. As long as it's not the island that's on that one side. So that's kind of your cue to know that you're firing at something or something's dead. Most, if not all of them, should be dead now. I don't see anything. So we're looking good. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna wait for the mother demons to show up, because I need this invulnerability to skip the death exit. So taking the death exit obviously would kill you. But by taking the vulnerability inside, it doesn't kill you, and you still manage to finish the level. Where's the other mother demon? Where are you? There. So we can kill this other mother demon, and then we need to get the hell out of here before the vulnerability runs out. That should be everything. I hope a Cacodemon didn't avoid me. Thankfully, we managed to get back to it. So that's our 100. So even with that taking way longer than it should, this will still save time in the long run. It really does. Alright, so we've got one secret here. We just need to hit this hidden switch on the back of the tower. The backpack is our secret right there. Raise up a couple of extra platform shadows to the people that's helped scoop over the years. Unfortunately, 2 of them we're just not going to be able to see because we're going to take this and grab that soul sphere 2 steps earlier, then we should be able to get it. It's a funny way to save time. And I actually managed to gold that. Nice. Now we have Void Dreams. This was the level that I was concerned about the most when I started routing this category, because I honestly wasn't sure how feasible this actually was. So I do everything I can to make sure I've skipped as much as possible. I'm sure there's probably more that could be skipped, but somebody else needs to do that. It's not going to be me that has to figure that anymore out. I'm so sick of this level. I do like the concept, but to actually play it is such a pain in the butt in this category. In both categories, really. There's just a lot of danger. There's a lot of danger of enemies going away in this level, in this category, and in speed, there's a lot of danger of just flat out dying. So the Nightmare Cybers are triggered now. So I have a very, very, very specific Ramma route. In fact, I could probably use slightly less cells at the very beginning, just because I have a bunch of rockets I didn't pick up here anyways. Well, no, that worked out perfectly. That's the perfect amount of rockets. And we do have to pick up a Unmaker in this area right here. So we need to grab 6 keys, 2 of each color. But there's a secret tied to all that. But we don't have to visit every single tripwire. There are many, many specific paths I take to not spawn more enemies, because there's already a ton of enemies in this level. Rockets are still very invaluable in this level. So gonna get the most out of them. How did you not die? There. So I want all my cells for this part coming up right here. This is like ridiculous to deal with if you don't have this strategy. We're gonna snipe all of them out. Snipe all of these Cacodemons from over here. Snipe the enemies that are all the way in the distance that you can barely see. We have just barely enough range to hit those, and you need to have them dead now. So now that they're all nice and taken care of, now we can deal with all of them. We pick up another couple secrets on the way. We're going to get onto here, jump to here, and jump back. That's a lot easier than trying to drop down onto it. I've missed the secret many, many times trying to drop straight onto that platform. Now we go up this passage again. We're going to head towards the next key. We will get the other secret tied to that jump later. So we need to deal with a Caco and 2 Nightmare Lost Souls. Grab all the rockets here. There's going to be a Pan Metal that spawns, so we're going to have this at the ready. Like, you can tell how huge this level is, and really, really do not want to have to backtrack or go hunt stuff down. Hence the very weird routes. Okay, things are good so far. Now that they're all nice and dead, now we need to get the first demon key. So we still have our 3 demon keys from earlier, but we need to pick up this one for secret progression. These jumps suck. These are my least favorite jumps to make. Thankfully we got that first try. Do this one here. And got that first try. Oh. So now we can just take this out. We're going to grab this now. And now we have to go back because picking up certain keys triggers these flickering torches, which opens other areas. So we need to go up this way now. And it's not just about grabbing the 6 keys, it's also about doing things in a specific order. By up here. Oh, he's pissed the hell off. We'll deal with you later then. I want to get out of this area ASAP, so we have laser ready there. I need to be careful not to blow myself up because I'm about to. I'm not careful. That thing's still alive. Alright, so there's gonna be 2 cacodemons. They both showed up at the same time today. Die. Thank you. Berserk, Mega Armor, grab the goggles. Do not jump this like that. There we go. So if you jump directly in the center right there, you get caught by a statue that's on the ground. You don't want that to happen. So this area is reopened, and we have 2 secrets to grab here. Hi. I'm glad you showed up. We get this secret. That's our second demon key. Grab the ammo that's all over here. Cells and rockets are just invaluable. Imagine doing this with 600 less cells and 100 less rockets. It's not a good time. For max anyways. Playing normally, it's fine. Now that we've got that key, we need to run over here. We skip those rockets, by the way, because that triggers a trap. We don't want that to happen. So grab this. A bunch of cacodemons spawn here, so we're going to deal with all of them together. So that they're not wandering off. That should be everything there. Oh, he's still alive. I think I got him. I think I got him right there. Don't approach those rockets because that triggers a trap as well. Over here. We want to trigger a whole bunch of stuff, and then we're going to deal with all of them now. Secret here. So we get the armor, and then we get also the hidden canal supercharge. Now we got to make our way back up. So there should be some new stuff coming up here. This Aractron moves into position nicely. We'll just deal with him then. Need to go up here. We don't want to move too far into this room because otherwise we get another ambush. So we're just going to pick up, run just far enough just to grab these rockets. Go far enough just to grab those rockets and not any farther. Oh god. That was close. Whole bunch of Mancubi stuck right here. So now we deal with all of them. So a whole bunch of enemies spawn here. We deal with all of them. But they start going in weird ways. So after we deal with them, we're going to jump back down. We're going to come back up because there's a lost soul that loves to get stuck right over here. He just loves to get stuck in that passage. I don't know why. All the time. A few extra rockets. But like the most stressful parts of this are over. Like we're pretty much done with all the hard things. Let's grab that. Gotta jump back this way. So grabbing that key triggers the passageway over here. We grab that soul sphere for safety. Actually ended up with quite a few extra cells, which is nice. So this area is now open, so we're going to grab all this. There's going to be 2 pain elementals that show up. So we're ready for them. Okay. And that is all 6 keys in the level, which means we need to get out of here. Take this passage up, get back to the central area. So once you have all 6 keys, this platform comes down. You can grab the last demon key. All that's left is the final fight in this level. And hopefully we won't need to do any backtracking, because if I need to do backtracking, we're going to be coming back a long way. But we have 2 Nightmare Cyber Demons to fight off, and a whole bunch of Nightmare Hell Knights. So good luck me. I need to get rid of this Nightmare Cyber Demon first. He's got a ton of health. Hopefully the rockets will help soften up the Hell Knights for later. Then I need to quickly jump to the other invulnerability before I run out of protection. Good. So now we just get rid of this other Nightmare Cyber Demon to start the exit script, and then we're going to clean up the Hell Knights and be done. Please die. I thought I was actually going to run out of ammo for a second. Like, there's tons of cell packs, but I don't want to have to, like, weapon swap. That looks like everything, and we're exiting with full cells, if so. Incredibly good level, nice gold. Alright, well, if you were paying attention 2 hours ago, welcome back to here. This has actually been a pretty good end game, like, past, Alamo. I live several hours away from the Alamo. Should probably just use my cells here, but whatever. Let's get out of here. Alright, so we need to kill everything before we go through each of the rooms, because these are not traversable after a certain point. Grab that. Alright, where is that other? Nice miss! Completely whiffed. Good block map bug. Alright, so there's also another pinky that shows up down here when the darkness subsides enough, so we're ready for it right here. All good. So there's going to be 2 other enemies that we need to deal with. 2 other waves of enemies that we need to deal with in the darkness. There's going to be 3 Nightmare Lost Souls and a Nightmare Cacodemon. Okay, there's 3. Let's get the butts in this room. There's the Caco. Alright, he's dead. Let's get this sequence triggered. This is always the one I'm worried about losing enemies in the most, because it's kind of wide. You don't want to fall into the abyss either. So we're going to go over here. I'm just going to SSG them out. I do need to have some SSG ammo for the next level, because there is something we need it for. Alright, where's that cat go? Come on, become visible. Where you at? Oh man, you managed to actually tag me all the way from there. That hurt. Everything is scripted in this level, so you don't have to worry too much. But I do have to make sure I get everything killed. You're still over there. Okay. That corpse is still floating. Yeah, health is also not a concern in this area. There's several power-ups in the next area. Nothing's left. Alright. So now we need to trigger this last set of fights. The darkness gimmick is a good one. It's a good way to change it up at the end, even if it's a pretty easy level as a whole once you know what's happening. Hey there. Do one more, right? Is it just two? Might be just two there. Hello. The lost souls coming out of the darkness is always terrifying. Should be another one. Okay. You're there somewhere. There you are. So we can burn all our cell ammo here because we're not going to need it for the rest of the level. We get a full refill the next level here. Just need to be sure everything dies before the lights go fully out in this room. So if the lights fully go out, that's the end. There's gonna be two more pinkies right here. We're gonna block a Hell Knight from showing up. And now we just wait here. And that's the end of the level. Such a great way to end it. Just lights go out and you're stuck in darkness. Alright, well that brings us to A Line to Darkness. This is also the other level I was scared about in 100%. So, we have a very specific route for trying to kill stuff. So, strafe forward and right. That's the secret switch. That's very needed. So, you normally need a Mother Demon's Flame attack to get to that. Normally. The Super Shotgun has a little bit of variance with how it shoots pellets up and down. You can use that to trigger the shot if you're the switch if you're lucky. That's why we need some shells. Because we are definitely going in there at least twice, maybe 3 times, depending if I really need a set of supplies. But that secret's really, really useful. We need to get it at least once anyways for the category. Anyway, so we're going to use rockets to soften these guys up a bit. They like to wander around, they're annoying. And I don't really have use for rockets after this anyways, so good to just kind of get a few enemies. Because all enemies in this area are coded to not infight with each other. And the only available ammo after the initial backpacks is cell packs, so might as well just save those cell packs on the ground for when I actually need them. Get rid of the other enemies while I can. So after a while, a Cyber Demon will show up. So there's only a few required enemies for this level. There's one normal Cyber Demon, 2 Nightmare Cyber Demons, and a Nightmare Mother Demon. Those are the only things you need to kill. But since this is max, we do need to kill everything. Which is very, very chaotic, and I don't have like a super set plan. That was really lucky to get that in one shot. We're going to stand right here for a second. So Cyber Demon shows up right in the right spot. And we have the vulnerability to just stave him off. So now we're going to go to the first Nightmare Cyber. We're going to deal with you now. So now that he's dead, we're going to get back in the room. And hopefully get this triggered. Okay, that did it. So we take this, grab the second set of items, go up and left from here, and the other Nightmare Cyber is right here. Very, very cute. So we kind of want to sweep the corners later, so we're going to get the cells in the middle now. But now all the remaining waves of enemies will start showing up. So we do what we can with our vulnerability and just kind of sweep the area for a bit. We want to be able to deal with any pain elements that show up. Like they're by far the most dangerous to deal with. And the first Nightmare, first Mother Demon's out. We're going to deal with you now. As you can see, absolute chaos in this level. I'm definitely going to be periodically saving to make sure I don't get screwed over. There is definitely a pain on the loose somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, because there are lost souls running around. We don't want that. We're going to head to the center. See if we can find where this panel metal is. I might have already killed it. Oh, it's over here somewhere. Hi. Well, that was convenient. We can deal with you now. Like I said, I don't really have like a really concrete plan for this level. I just kind of wing it because it's hard to keep track of anything in this arena. Hi. Well, that was convenient for you to show up again. That's also a lot of freaking missiles on my tail. Let's run like hell. I need cells. I also need to get the Megasphere that's in the corner over here. Oh, I already grabbed that one. That's not good. We're actually gonna do this. Oh, crap. That was lucky. That was very lucky. Oh my god, come on. Okay. I should have just reloaded that to begin with. Okay. So let's do all the main crap that's here. There's the Nightmare Mother. Everything else that's still around. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't see anything else. So once we kill this, it's over, so. And I don't see anything else, but... Nice jump scare, by the way. Ow, my ears. Well, it almost golded if I hadn't died. But hey, that's a decent enough run for practice. the laser fire in my ear does hurt a bit. We actually had some golds too. Let's look at this. Like, yeah, we're losing time in like almost every level. That's to be expected. But we did get a little bit faster Infinity Gauntlet, and we even golded Demons, Raise of Glass, and Void Dreams. Void Dreams was definitely the surprising one. I think that's good for now. Stop my recording. Alrighty, y'all. That's going to be it for me for today. Thank y'all for watching. I will dump this here real quick. But, as the command says, I will be doing this run for Perilous Paths on GDQ Hotfix Monday, which is going to be a fun little birthday present. So 7 p.m. Eastern Time is when we're going to start. So I did get to show Watch Me Die Speed last time. It's cool that I'm going to get to show Max this time, so get to see the neat things that we didn't get to see. Anyways, let me see if I can find y'all a host on Twitch. Who are we going to raid? Let's go say hi to Crime. She and Indy are doing some Baba's You. Let's go say hi to Crime. Alrighty, y'all. I will probably stream some Pump over the weekend. I'm not going to do another run of this. I should be okay. But I'll definitely stream some Pump sometime over the weekend. But I have to work tonight, so I'm going to go eat, go relax for that. Y'all go say hi to Crime, go have some fun. And I'll see y'all then. Thanks for watching, everyone.